The wooden sign on the door read, Hot Yoga. I wasn't quite sure exactly what that meant or what that was supposed to be. All I knew was that a troll lived here. As far as I knew, the troll's name was not Hot Yoga. I could very well be mistaken. I heard the wind whispering through the long needles of the ponderosa pines behind me, urging me to knock. The soft forest breeze carried with it all sorts of scents, of a fawn rising from its bedding in the undergrowth and stretching in the morning dew, the musky odor of the feathers that a singing lark now rustled, the unicorn tearing dandelions and their roots right from the ground and chewing the remains of satyr's blood on its breath. The two groups had probably been fighting again. I'd have to check into that later. And the murky water of the lake just around the bend. My toes were cold, my legs heavy and chafed from the unsoftened leather leggings. The wool cloak about my shoulders itched. I bit down on my lips, chewing on them, knowing I needed to knock. Yet I stood undecided and doubtful. The trek through the night had delivered me to the doorstep, but no further. I needed a name. This troll could give it to me. I continued to stare at the sign, studying the wood grain that had been painted silver to read Hot Yoga. The wood around the letters had been carved away so that the words stood raised, as if reaching out toward me, held back only by the paint. Hot Yoga. The sign hung from a rusty iron nail punched into the wooden door. Its boards were cut to match the arch of the mountain cave, which kept me on one side and the troll on the other. The simple latch had no locking mechanism, but the troll might have had it barred against intruders from the inside. It would be easy enough for me to try and find out if it was open. I didn't want to force my way in. Invitation was always preferred. The breeze stirred a light chiming sound from a golden bell above my head. I followed the length of the braided, weathered, brown rope from the top of the bell to where it drooped along the door on the right side. So, the troll did expect visitors. All right. I had stood here for long enough, and it was time for me to knock. I rapped my knuckles against the wood beneath a sign that read, Hot Yoga. Coming! A delightfully charming voice called from the other side. In no way was it deep enough to be a troll, even a young one. Had I been given directions to the wrong cave? Now that I had knocked, there wasn't anything more to do other than wait for the door to open and see who responded. I didn't have to wait long. When the door opened, there was a sight before me that I wished I had never seen. Thank goodness, I only had to deal with it for a moment, though I doubted I could burn it from my memory. I would certainly want to, perhaps with the aid of a forgetting spell. A bearded female gnome dressed in a pink leotard with pink and white striped leggings stood before me. Little pink and white bows were tied to her ear tufts and at the base of her long combed beard. Through that beard, she now gave me a dazzling smile as she did this little giggle and a quick step. For a moment, I thought she might twirl and do a pirouette. Are you here for yoga? She asked, in that same high-pitched tone I had heard before she came running for the door. No, I'm here to see the troll.